What's up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It is Money Making Monday. And I know you guys clicked on this video because this video said that this person made $2,500 in 1 week, okay? That's 7 business days. And you guys are probably wondering, how does she do it? How does she do it? How does she do it? So I'm going to dive right into it. I'm going to try my best to try to look like I'm not looking all over the place because I am actually doing a live video. I told you guys on my platform that I'm going to try my best to bring out more content to you. And this live feature makes it super easy for me to do that. Okay. So in the topic, it says, I made $2,500 in 1 week. And you guys are probably trying to figure out, how did Adanika make $2,500 in 1 week? Did she sell a kidney? Absolutely not. Did she do some type of trend where she's, you give me $10, I make $10, you do $10, that type of thing? Absolutely not. There's no Cash App scheme over here, okay? I'm going to be telling you guys something that I have been doing since I was 17 years old, okay? I am a master, I feel like, of side hustles, and I've had multiple streams of income or side hustles since I was the age of 17. I truly believe that if you do want to save money or have different extra income coming in, it's always great to create a multiple streams of income from different platforms, from different things, okay? No matter how much money you make as your full-time job or, your bread and butter job, it is always great to have multiple streams of income at any age or at any level, okay? There's always room for that. I don't think anyone that is wealthy, unless you inherited money, are getting their money just from one stream of income. Okay, I'm a big believer that you should always try to have multiple streams of income no matter what. Okay, so that's one of these things I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about another stream of income that you yourself can do, really starting with no money down, really. Depending on what level you want to do it at, but really starting from things that are just around you. Okay, so how did I make the $2,500? By reselling. I am a reseller, you guys. I've been a reseller since I was 17 years old. I've actually had my own business since I was 17 years old, you guys. And you may ask yourself, what is reselling? Reselling is basically getting a product and selling it to someone else, reselling it. You can get your products from different types of sources, and that's what we call sourcing our products. You may hear me throughout this live talk about how I source products. Sourcing products is basically going out and finding the products that you want to sell. And that can come from your house. When I talked about starting something with no money down, you can source from things inside of your house. If you're like a baby hoarder like I am, I'm a baby hoarder. I have so much stuff in my house, it's ridiculous. But if you're a baby hoarder like myself, it's pretty much things around your house that you can sell, okay? So reselling is basically getting a product, putting it on some type of platform, and selling it, okay? You guys probably say, well, you know what? I don't want to have the hassle. It's too much trouble. It's too much energy, finding items and figuring out what to sell and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. If you have time to watch this YouTube video, you have time to make some extra cash, okay? So sourcing, like I said, is basically getting products from any place, right? You can get source items from multiple places. I'm going to tell you guys real quickly where I source my items from and what helped me making $2,500 in that 1 week, okay? I'm going to put a disclaimer out here, and I'm a realist, okay? When it comes to doing things and trying things, I am a realist when it comes to different platforms, okay? You will get out of situations what you put into situations, okay? Do you hear me? Can you hear me in the back row? You would get what you put inside of situations, you would get out what you put in, okay? So if you're the type of person that's grinding, is working hard, that's studying your craft and trying to be better, I feel that outcome of greatness will come. But if you're someone that's lazy, that procrastinate, you can make some money, but not as much money, okay? So you just have to take your time and learn the actual components that are very important to be successful when it comes to reselling, okay? A lot of people feel that you have to have a lot of money to be a reseller. Absolutely not. If you guys have any questions throughout this live, just make sure you just drop them in the chat. I will answer them as I go along. But being a reseller, like I said, sometimes it's best to really just start from things that are within your house. If you have things that are, around your house, that's always somewhere great to find things to resell. Okay. I've been reselling, been a reseller since I was 17 years old. Okay. This is not like, it's like a walk in the park for me, but it doesn't mean that if you're starting later that you cannot make money too. Like I said, I'm a real estate situation. So will you make $2,500 in their first week of reselling? I'm not going to say you're not, because sometimes you can source some amazing products that you can really get an amazing profit from. But in general, I like to make realistic goals and things that you can do to get closer to that goal. Okay. So sourcing is basically going out and finding the products to sell, right? You're sourcing the products. Well, where do I source items from? On this $2,500, where did Adenika source these items from to make $2,500? I first started my house because I'm always having things that I need to sell, okay? And we're going to talk about later in this live what platforms you can use to sell your products, some that are free, some of them that do cost, okay? But we're going to talk about where you can sell those things. But I like to start in my house, okay? That means my closet. That means my boyfriend's closet. That means my mother's closet. That means whoever closet that you need to do. You need to try to find products, okay? Not always clothing. It could be electronics. It could be anything, okay? You want to start at home. Next, you want to do what we call retail arbitration, okay? Retail arbitration is basically when you are going out into the retail world to purchase something, okay? They call it retail arbitrage. And you are going out into the retail world, okay? You know how you go shop at Marshall's, right? You shop at Nordstrom Rack, you shop at all these discount places or even, fancier stores, and you come across with an amazing deal like, wow, the sweater was $300 and now it's $39.99, okay? Though that is what I call retail arbitrage, okay? You're going to go out to the retail world and you're going to find products. The places that I go to get those things sometimes is Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack has amazing deals. If you don't know what Nordstrom Rack is, it's basically like an outlet, you can say, from the actual store Nordstrom. So a lot of times they have the big fancy brands, right? They have the big fancy brands and they sell them at a drastically reduced price, okay? They also have some brands that I feel like are just known just from Nordstrom Rack, but they do also have some very good brands. And it's based off of demographics. I've been to some places in certain areas, especially like in Texas. I love Texas when it comes to shopping, okay? Certain demographic or certain areas, you can get really amazing things, just like the Off Saks. Off Saks is another place. I've seen people get Christian Louboutins there. I've seen people get Gucci there or get, certain products that are amazing. So that's where you go to like a retail environment and you're sourcing those items, meaning you're searching and you're gathering those items to resell on a platform, okay? I also like to go to, I said Nordstrom Rack, Ross, Marshalls, Belk. If you have like a department store, they are having tons of sales right now on switching the seasons. You can get a lot of really good deals that you still can sell because guess what? I'm in North Carolina, okay? And it is like 75 degrees here. I follow people in my retailer group in that are in Canada and it is snowing. This is Chicago that is snowing. So they may buy winter items that are amazing because I feel like winter is still going to be there for a little while. Okay. And then the place that I love the most to get a lot of my things that I resell from is the Goodwill. Okay, they have the Goodwill retail store where you can just get the normal Goodwill items, and they also have the bins, which is the Goodwill discounted store, basically, where you have to rummage through all of those bins to find those items. I know our job is not glamorous, but I could tell you that that's probably one of the lowest places you can get. You pay by the pound, right? You pay by the pound, and that's probably the biggest bang for your buck other than like garage sales or estate sales where sometimes people are selling things for 50 cents or a quarter, but you can really get good deals at the Goodwill outlet, the bins, because you're going to be paying for the items by pound, okay? But one place that I feel like is a diamond in the rough is the Salvation Army. I have never been a big fan of buying things from the Salvation Army, but the past couple weeks, I have stumbled across a very small Salvation Army that's a little bit outside of my job. And whoever donates the stuff here, they donate Tory Burch, Abercrombie and Finch, or I've Stuart Weitzman, like expensive brands. I can't Cabby, Anthropology brands. So many brands that you don't really think they will be in Salvation Army, they're in there. One thing I could tell you with sourcing items, because I'm all about numbers. So with me, when I made my $2,500 with being a reseller, I always look at, okay, this is how I do it when I go into a location. One, I follow people that are in the field that I want to learn, okay? If you want to be a reseller and you want to take a dab at it, go to Instagram and follow the reseller community. You will learn the products that are really selling right now. You'll learn how to do your own pricing. All of those things are very important. I will be having other videos about pricing and sourcing and brands and things like that. I will talk about that in this series, because this series is called How to Never Be Broke, okay? Because I love multiple streams of income. But learning different brands, learning what's selling, what's not selling. And when we get to the different platforms, when I talked about how I made it $2,500, you will see why this is really important, okay? So I love the Salvation Army, and what I love most about it, that because I'm a chatty person, guys probably know I like to talk, right? I ask the people, hey, do you guys have a reward system? Do you guys have a special day that you have discounts? Because guess what? Whatever day that the discount's supposed to be, I'm going to be there. And that's what happened. Every Wednesday, they have 50% off day. And I hear in other areas where they have amazing dollar day, quarter day, whatever day. I don't have those type of days of the reseller community where I'm having that drastic of a discount, but I'm really happy to have the 50% off, okay? So at the Salvation Army, Goodwill, anything like that in your area, or any other thrift stores, I guess you want to say, ask them what discount days they have, if they have them. Do they have 50% off days? Do they have dollar days? Because that is the time you really want to go sourcing, because it's all a bottom line, okay? Whatever you pay for it and what you sell it for, and then the fees, it all give you the bottom line, okay? So we talked about what did I do to make my $2,500, which was reselling. I love reselling. Been doing it since I was a teenager, right? Then we talked about where we can get these items, okay? We can get these items at a numerous amount of places, okay? Next, we're going to talk about the platform. What platform did Adanika do to sell these items, okay? I'm going to talk about 4 platforms today in this particular live, but you may find other platforms that work for you, okay? The platform that I used was eBay. eBay is the first platform that I used since I was 17 years old. eBay, Facebook, Poshmark, Consignment, okay? eBay, Facebook, Poshmark, and Consignments, okay? So I'm going to talk about the items that I sold and how did it calculate up to the $2,500, and what are the pros, I guess you could say, and the cons, or the difference between the different platforms, okay? So let's talk about the old school of the whole reselling platforms, okay? Other than garage sales, because that's been out forever, we're going to talk about eBay. eBay been around for over 20-something years, and it is, like, I want to say, the mecca of reselling the community. I remember when I first started selling on that platform, they would actually take personal checks back then, or certain features that are no longer existing now. We do have them. We had them back then. But eBay is a great market because it's reaching millions and millions and millions of people, okay? There are millions and millions of products and sellers that are on eBay. eBay is an open market that is a platform where you can actually post your items to sell, okay? A lot of people are intimidated by eBay. Heck, as I've been doing the business so long, sometimes I may get intimidated because there's scammers out there or things that may deter you want to do it. But all you have to do is really take your time and take really good pictures, be very honest with the products that you're selling, and know your seller, okay? When I sell on eBay, that particular week when I sold some things on eBay, it was clothing items that were not as appealing to my other platforms, okay? As you're doing this and you're selling things on these platforms, you want to figure out what are items that are more appealing on those platforms. Okay? What can be appealing on eBay may not be appealing on Poshmark. And that just comes from studying your bid activities, pricing, things of that nature. So on that particular week, okay, I made probably about a good $500 from eBay. Okay, eBay, there was a variety of items that particular week. I had some older type, I would say, clothing that normally does not go well on Poshmark. I had some older brands or older style clothing for older people that went amazing. I had shirts that were selling for $50 and $60. So knowing what you can sell on Facebook is always super important, because what can sell on Facebook may not sell on another platform. So Facebook was one of the things where I made a couple $100s from. And I don't always post on Facebook as often. I post what I feel like is relevant to whatever product that I'm selling. Okay, so Facebook is one of the 4 platforms that I did use. Go to Facebook. I'm going to have a link below. If you don't have Facebook, Facebook is free to look, of course, but there are fees incorporated when you are listing items or when you're selling items as a final fee. Okay, you want to study that. So when you're doing your pricing for each platform, you want to make sure, okay, what is my net profit? Okay, what would I walk away with? Okay, because you don't want to do like a first time buyer's mistake. And I done it when I first started in this, you guys. It's okay to make mistakes, just learn from them. That I sold something that after the fee and after the shipping, I was negative. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're pricing this item that you're going to make a profit after shipping and after the fees. You're going to make a profit for whatever you pay for. Okay, so that's always good. So eBay is a great platform to use. A lot of times, if you at least sign up for eBay, they have a thing right now. They will give you your first 50 listings for free, meaning that you do not have to pay for a listing fee, just a final fee. So definitely read up on that. If you guys want a video about that, just leave it in the, make sure you put a comment. If you guys have any questions while I'm doing this live, just let me know. And I will go back and answer questions after this live is completed. Okay. So eBay, like I said, is the mecca of reselling community. You can make some money. I just think you need to make sure that you price things accordingly. If you need any help with that, I'm more than happy to help you with that, or to direct you to other resellers in the reseller community. Can give you great tips, okay? The next platform is one of my favorite platforms, because guess what? It's free.com. I love something that is free, okay? And it's free, all right? So it's Facebook Marketplace or Facebook sale groups, okay? I got into the Facebook sale groups probably about 4 years ago. 4 years ago when I started following. I was new in the area, had just moved, and I started following different groups to buy things, okay? I started out just buying, looking to see what I can buy, like furniture or pictures or things like that. Facebook Market Group they have a Facebook Market, and then they have Facebook online garage sales, okay? And those groups are free. I'm going to repeat. Those groups are free. You do not have to pay anything to be in those groups. You do not have to pay a final listing fee in those groups, okay? I made a couple $100s from that group alone, okay? Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer, okay? You have to be smart with Facebook group, okay? You have to be smart because you're meeting people. Most cases, you're meeting people. So if somebody doesn't have this is what I do. If someone doesn't have a picture, I'm not selling to you. I need to know how you look, okay? And if you're not going to meet me when it's dark, you're not going to meet me in a deserted area. I've never had a problem with Facebook group. I've never had anybody stand me up. I am very thorough when I pick someone to purchase my items, and I only list in desirable areas. So I'm not trying to be, not available for everybody, but I like to go to the more ritzier areas or the areas that I know that I'm not going to have a problem. Okay. So, I'm smart with it. You need to be smart with it as well. That's a disclaimer. Do not meet someone that you feel uncomfortable. I do not meet people when it's dark. I go to places that are very, very open with a lot of people, like a Target, a police station, a grocery store. And I go up to the actual part where the people are standing at, whatever makes you feel comfortable. But you can make so much money on Facebook for things around your house that you never thought that you can sell. Like I'm going to be doing a collaboration with another YouTuber, and she's in Canada, and she used Facebook Marketplace, and she sells things from as little as eyelashes or little things that she may got samples of. She sells them, and over the course of the year, after all these things that she sold that she really doesn't need, she goes on a vacation, okay? As you guys know that I talked about in the beginning, when you're reselling or you're making another stream of income, make sure you're doing it for a purpose. You're doing it either to go on a vacation, eliminate debt, decrease your student loans, save it, buy a house, whatever. You're doing it for purpose. Now, some people do it just to have, a new car or, more money in the bank, or just not a reason, or just to live a little bit better. But whatever reason, is another way for you to be able to make extra income. And as I said, that is free. You do not have to pay anything with Facebook to sell on the platform. Just be safe. As a disclaimer, make sure you're safe. Make sure you're making sense when you're meeting someone, if you're okay with that. But I am totally okay with that because I'm also a paparazzi consultant. I meet people for that. So I'm smart with it. Be smart with it, but you can make a lot of money. The things that I sold on the Facebook Marketplace that I end up selling a lot of is things for like houseware things around my house, electronics, also handbags. Handbags, I get really good money on Facebook, the Facebook group, especially in the areas where women, I think there are more stay-at-home mothers or women that like nicer things. I have really gotten a lot of money. Like I sold a Michael Kors bag that I never pay retail for anything. And I got a Michael Kors bag, and I think it was like, I might have paid $60 for it because I got a really good deal. I think I actually probably bought it from another reseller on Facebook Marketplace, and I paid like $50 or $60 for it. I used it once or twice. I know the retail value of it was like $300. I put it on there for $110. She counter offer, because you can counter offer and you can decline or accept it. I think she countered me at $100. I had this purse. I paid $60 for it. I used it for a little while, and I made a $40 profit from it, okay? That's how it works. When you buy something, you want to sell it for more than what you pay for, okay? We're not in it to just lose money. You need to buy things that make sense, that you can, resell, and you can make money from that, okay? Another thing that I sell was old clothing that I had, okay? And I did them in lots. Like I had a lot of or bundles of jeans, okay? I don't really wear that many jeans, and I have tons of jeans, so I put them in a lot of 3 pair of jeans. They're plus size jeans, and I may have had them for 4 or 5 years. If I take them to the Goodwill, I get nothing. If I take them to Plato's Closet, I get maybe $1 for each pair of pants. But I put them in a lot, and I put them in a lot for like, I list them for $30 or $35. And these are things that I've had for years. And someone may counter, at 30. So, because guess what? I'm not going to wear those jeans, and I would have probably donated them, okay? So that's the things that you can do on Facebook Market or Facebook Garage groups that I love. If you guys ever want to have more details about Facebook selling, let me know. But I know some people that do it as a full-time job, right? But we're talking about part-time hustles. But, you may get a point that you actually can do this full time. You never know. So Facebook is a wonderful platform where you're able to make money. And that helped me get to my $2,500 goal, because I was able to sell handbags, electronics, all these things that week that I was really grinding for, okay? The next thing is called Poshmark. Poshmark is very similar, I guess you could say, to eBay, but I always consider it as the target of eBay. Like, eBay has gotten to the point it's like Walmart, you get all kind of people in there. And then you have the target, which is on perception. The perception of it is that it's more fancier, it's more ritzier. You have ritzier people there. That's what I consider Poshmark, okay? But one thing about Poshmark, a couple things to think about, is that it's more trendful, okay? When you're selling on Poshmark, and we've already discussed the of 2 out of the 4 things that I sold on. I sold on Facebook, I sold on eBay for this $2,500, and I also sold on Poshmark, okay? Poshmark is something that I've only been doing right at, I want to say, less than a year, probably actively 6-8 months. And one thing about Poshmark is based off of trends, okay? When I was talking about earlier that you can go to eBay and you can sometimes sell like a not so trendy shirt or not so trendy item, you can go to eBay and sell that. Well, Poshmark is not the place sometimes you could do that, but you just have to study it. I do follow Poshmark sellers to see what is the trend. Anthropologie is one of those brands that have multiple different companies within their brand. They have multiple little tags that when you go thrifting, that you may think like, wow, this is a crappy brand, but it's probably from Anthropologie, and it probably costs $150. So knowing your brands and just studying, and I whip out my phone. When I'm at the Goodwill, when I'm at, Salvation Army, I whip out my phone. I look at it, right? I look at what the brand is. I look at how much it's going for on Poshmark and eBay, and that determines if I want to buy it. So I whip out my phone. Even if you're not a beginner, I recommend to do this. Have a smartphone. Whip out the item, right? And look at the product and see what the potential profit that you can make, okay? I don't think anybody that is a successful reseller is not looking into seeing what the possibility of the profit of that. Meaning that you can go to Poshmark to see how the items sold for. I can always teach you guys that. You can go to Facebook. You can go to eBay and also see what the item sold for, okay? Who wants to buy an item for $3 to sell it for $5? Not me. I'm not trying to do that. So use your phone, see what the going price of that item to see if it's worth it, okay? Now, one thing about Facebook Marketplace, you can sometimes, if I got a $10 profit, right? It's not as bad because I'm getting that $10 profit. It's no listing fee. It's no final fee, okay? Poshmark has really spoiled me when it came to reselling, okay? When I started on Poshmark, I went full speed, okay? I made probably about, I want to say, $400 or $500 the first week I was active, and the first time I was active, and that's really good. I sold some really good items. I sold a Tory Burch item that I love. I paid $2 for that Tory Burch tunic, and I sold it for $85. I paid $2 for a Tory Burch tunic, and I sold it for $80. That's what kind of profit you want to get. I'd rather be selective on the items that I'm picking than just to be picking items that have a store that's filled with stuff. Okay, so when you're trying to get to your goal, and if you want to get to that $2,500, be more selective in what you're purchasing. Purchase things that are going to give you a huge profit on the back end, or a really good profit. Okay, don't just buy things like, okay, Forever 21. Forever 21 is not a terrible brand. Okay. On Poshmark, some of that mall brand does sell, but how many items do you have to sell? As being a reseller, right? You have to figure out over quality versus quantity, okay? You can have really good quality items that you don't have to have as much to reach your goal, and then you can have a lot of small items. And both of them, you're going to yield the same amount of money, right? But who wants to do all that work? You decide what you want to do, okay? But if you have those mall brands in your house and you're going to donate it anyway, I will lock them up in a bundle and sell them. Sell them on Poshmark. those brands do really well. So Poshmark, I love it that when you sell your item on Poshmark, which I will have a link in this video. If you do not have Poshmark, I will be having a Poshmark series, and I have 3 stores on Poshmark. I have a women's closet, and I have a children's closet, and I have a men's closet, okay? And I did it just to be able to see how I can manage the results. That's the only reason why I did it. But Poshmark, I love it that once you sell the item, you guys, someone could bid on the item. They could, you can have it listed for $30, and you may get a person that counter offer for $5. Don't decline it. Just give a counter offer, and don't take it personal because it's business. I counter offer at $25. They accept. Bing, ding, ding. Great. They have already paid because your credit card is attached to it. So as soon as that person accepts the offer, it takes the money out their account, okay? And now it's going to say, okay, it's ready for you to ship. One great thing about Poshmark that you don't get with eBay is that it automatically does all the shipping for you. So you do not have to worry about calculating the shipping with taken away from your profit, okay? They have to pay the shipping, which I think is $5.95, and they're responsible for paying that. If you guys have any questions, just ask the questions as I'm going along. But you just have to print and go. Poshmark has one of the best platforms that you could have with the print and go system. Only thing is their fees. They have a 20% fee, really, no matter what you get. I know they break it down that it's $2.95, anything under $15, but once you do the math, it really is 20%. So you have to be very careful with that, because if you sell the item for $8 and there's a $3 fee, you're getting $5, okay? So you want to be very careful, or if you sell something that's $100, they're getting $20 of that. The fees at first was like, it is high, but you're paying for that platform and then having it exclusively of that platform. So I think it's a great way to start out if you're a beginner and you want to have less headache about certain things. It is one of the best platforms to start on, male or female. You can sell male items, you can sell female items, whatever. Poshmark is really growing, okay? It's a business that is growing, and it's getting more advanced. So you definitely can make some money. Like I said, I made a couple $100 with my month of the platform that I had. And that particular week, I made a few $100. So I didn't make quite $1,000, but I made a good amount of money from Poshmark. And these are things that I source mostly from the Salvation Army, where I got it for 50% off, okay? So we've already talked about my eBay, we talked about Facebook, we talked about Poshmark. So I made a lot of money on those 3 platforms. It is okay to cross reference your products. So if you have an item on Poshmark and you want to have that item on Facebook, it is okay. Some people say they don't like to do that, but if you have a type of inventory that's not too large, then you can be able to control it, unless you have someone to help you. But I cross post my things often, okay? The next thing is consignment. I do have a consignment business, okay? I have done that for several years. And basically what I do with my consignment is I have a small group of people that I source items for, okay? Or I sell their items for. I make a lot of money when I do consignment, okay? I like to do consignment right now only locally. I do not buy products for people that I don't know or have a good relationship with, just because of theft and scammers, okay? Now, if you want to do this and open it to everyone, maybe have an Instagram page or something like that, then I can definitely help you with that, or direct you to some great consignment pages. But you want to really, really be careful, like the pay methods that you use, the things that are not so easy for them to do a claim, okay? But I made a lot of money, and this particular person wanted wanted to sell their handbag, okay? And they gave me, with my consignment, I have 2 different contracts or 2 different commitments, okay? The first commitment is you tell me how much you want to get. I'm going to get you that amount, and I get the difference of the product, okay? And the next one is that it's based off a percentage. Okay, you get to choose which one you want. Some people usually opt for, okay, I want to get a certain amount for my product. I'm going to sell it and you get the difference. Or they rather have the 18% consignment fee or 20% consignment fee, whatever you want to have, whatever works out for you and the party. I personally sometimes like when I'm able to get them more money. So in this case, I had a client that wanted to just get $800 for her item. And we came up with an agreement with the listing price. And I actually got way more for the price. I actually ended up giving her more money than her $800 that she really wanted, but I essentially walked away with a large chunk of money, well over $800. Okay. Now, if I would have sold that item with my percentage, I still would have had a really good amount, but she was really happy with the $1,000 that she made or whatever amount it was. So consignment is something that you really can make a lot of money from, and you can do consignment just not for handbags or clothing. You can do whatever that you like to do. Some people do it on automobile parts. Some people do it on electronics. Some people do it on, sports memorabilia, whatever. You can do it on whatever item you want. I'm just giving you guys examples today from clothing and accessories because that's what I really specialize in. And also shoes. Shoes was like my first thing that I started selling as a reseller. That was my bread and butter. I sold a lot with selling shoes. So that's the overview about what I sold to make $2,500 a week. Now, my $2,500 that I made for that week, I made a lot of that from the consignment and, of course, my Facebook group. Okay. But let's be realistic. Okay. If you had a number that's realistic to you, okay, say, for instance, you want to make $500, okay? Then you can figure out, okay, what do I need to, how much product do I need to put out there in order for me to make this $500? Set a goal, okay? I wanted to use the example of when I made $2,500 because I worked to make that $2,500. And as you can see that I sold on multiple platforms to be able to make $2,500 as reselling. There are ways that you can make extra money and have another stream of income and do not have to really put anything into it. Like, especially if you're starting from your house, I recommend people to go through their house, go through their family houses, their sister, their brother, whatever, and source items from them. And you can even do a small consignment that way. Like, hey, if I sell this item, I will, give you $5. You sold it for 20, you sold it for 15. That's a way how you can source items and also have a little consignment business. You're doing it through your family and you're really not spending anything but just your time. Okay. And a lot of things I'm in my office space right now. And my office space is solely for my reselling business and my consignment business and my boutique. Okay. So I have a backdrop. I take most of my pictures now on my new phone, which is the iPhone 8 Plus. You do not have to go out there, guys, and buy a camera, okay? If you have an iPhone or a high quality cell phone that takes really good pictures, you can take your photos for your website or for your Poshmark, eBay, anything. You can do this from your phone. You can make money from your phone, okay? And you really can do money. So I just wanted to get on here today and just show you guys step by step what I did to make $2,500 in that 1 week. And this was just 7 days, you guys, 7 days. Now, the type of products that I did get did play a part in it because I had some high quality products in that particular sale. But it's been times, you guys, that I made $500. And it's just all about constantly posting things and making sure that you get good quality items and description is really well. You're getting items that doesn't have any flaws and items that you can get a ratio of maybe $20 to $40 return from that. And it's possible. So you guys will get more videos on this about what you can do as a reseller, right? And do not get discouraged if you did not make your $2,500 in the first week, okay? I didn't make $2,500 my first week. Like I said, I've been a reseller since I was 17 years old and I first started selling shoes. Figure out what item is going to be your niche, right? And what item you want to focus on and learn it. learn the brands, learn the quality, learn the resale value, and you will grow. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in to Layers of Curvy Style, also known as Adenika, How to Never Be Broke with Multiple Streams of Income series. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll stay on for just 1 second and see if you guys have any questions on how I made $2,500 in 1 week. Any questions? I know people were coming in and out. You guys have any questions? Okay, you guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to this live video talking about how I made $2,500 in 1 week as being a reseller, and you can do it too. Stay tuned. I will have multiple videos coming up soon about how to source, what I do on Poshmark, the items that I sold, and I'm going to have a video coming up next on the items that I, how it looks buying items from the Salvation Army and the prices of those items and what I can get from them, okay? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I can't wait to hear your stories about your side hustles and things that you do for extra money and how you're making extra money to save or to eliminate debt or to buy a new car, whatever you want to do. All right, guys, take care. Have an awesome day. Layers of Curvy Style, also known as Adenika the Side Hustler. Bye.